that's why they say it's an illusion, because they cannot exist. They dissolve. They're a parasite. They don't dissolve without feeding on something. So those beliefs are seeded and seeded and seeded until, they start manifesting.
As you start downloading images that you believe that's what the universe is about, your universe.
And you are a creator. Yeah. So you start creating, which the energy,
feeding you,
the non-organic energy, is feeding on our creation.
Yeah. Hello.
But it was never real. So we dreamt. That's why it's a dream, because it's a set of, we're debugging it from the organic side, but they dreamed this physical.
Deep, you know how deep this is?
Yeah, it's deep. And it's like, it doesn't matter to the dreamer. This is real. I'm touching this pole and it fucking hurts. But ultimately the point is, it's not, the illusion is not the creation itself. The illusion is that there was never a birth of organic birth of, it's a thought construct.
Yeah.
It's not a, and I don't know. And then it's like, I could keep, when I go to that, then I keep winding myself back in a circle, because then I'm like, wait, well, if that's a construct, what makes the difference between the organic construct, which it kind of doesn't, and then it's like, both of them are a dream, but then what kind of dream do you want to dream? Or should we merge the two? Because the organic is the same at some point, right? You can't say that, what is the difference between a TV screen or a tree with a bird on it? It also got thought at some point and seeded, the same way as a TV screen got screwed together and someone had an idea, let's make a bird and tree. And we're going to call it a bird and a tree.
From the organic to create non-organic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's all one energy. So it's like, where do you distinguish? But again, it's not even, there's no organic, non-organic. It's just purely, do not harm another sentient being. And if you do not harm another sentient being, we will create a reality. It doesn't matter. It's also a fake dream reality that we actually want to live in.
Pleasant.
A pleasant one. Well, no, a balance, like whatever, a reality that's real, so to speak.
Interesting, can be, fascinating, can be inspiring, but it can be pleasant.
And it's not a virus.
Yeah.
So we're like, this whole reality is a virus. And now the virus, you know what it is? It's both streams, the positive and negative, basically floating pieces from the original information bank that is merging with the fragmented virus that we are, which is the dreamer, the mind projector or whatever, projecting whatever is made into our belief system. So now that virus is basically bringing us the non-polluted, non-manipulated information, which can be damn difficult to even the most enlightened beings here, and the most, like I said, we each carry dark and light. It's gonna show to us both like a big mirror of everything. Like basically each little virus thing is like the entire source of who we are. Basically we're gifted whatever, a mirror, a whole mirror where it's the truth. See, that's why we get to have a real life review. So the death actually for each of us is the freedom. We don't want to die because we want to the more we live here and awaken, the more we're helping it faster to awaken out of the dream. But actually, when we die, each of us, and it's not necessarily a pleasant experience, but at least we get to see without the blinders, the whole picture, and make a choice, sovereign choice, like worth it, not worth it, like do I want to keep going and working to evolve and be part of all the higher dimensions, or do I just want to be erased, recycled, never can have access anymore? That's the choice, and some will make that choice.
Yeah.
And actually, on the first timeline, in some way that did happen, but like I said, even recycled energy will eventually, you can never kill it. There's going to be eventually, over whatever, something we can't even imagine, something that brings it back to life, the whole thing. But a lot of it was like, if it just experienced bad, and then it saw its truth, and it's just like, I can't go on. Like, I'd rather not have any of this.
Well, it's not worth it. Then I can say it's not worth it. If keep going this way.
Yeah, it just doesn't want to. And you see, and that's what I said, you see, but the proof here, because that's what we did on the negative timeline. We got to, either physically or not, like, we stopped existing at certain points in a way. Like, we recycled ourself. It faded, like, so we have different layers of that kind of memory, and then we had the other side, but the ones, like I said, that didn't descend far down enough, we were the ones that kept this third timeline of potential. So you see, we're healing both timelines. I get it. So we're awakened, because so we kept all three timelines alive, because the ones that kept fragmenting on the light and the ones that kept fragmenting on the dark, they got to the point where the light is standing and looking at a mirror of an angel that's been playing for a bazillion years, singing in glitter, and it's just like, I'm tired, erase all my memories, I don't care. It gets to that point. Light polarity to the max you could possibly go, and the dark polarity to the possibly you could go. You're a complete robot, you've been a robot, you can't reproduce, you're just like existing in some electronic, crazy, never-ending, weird chaos geometry, I don't know, something, and you're just like, oh, I'm tired. Both of them got tired. I'm tired of playing my harp. I'm tired of playing my other destructive harp, because that's the technology. That's why they called it that. It's funny. I got the harp, that's the technology harp, and then you got the angel on the harp. They both got sick of their harps. So, but because we didn't fragment down quite as much, those energies are dormant, sleeping. They can come back alive. And the ones of us that didn't go completely to sleep on all three timelines, we are coming back to life as if on both, merging the two, and we're pulling awake onto this timeline all of those that chose, the same as they're choosing here on this timeline with the virus not to live, recycle me. Their soul is choosing that, because now they have a real review. On those timelines, even the electronic one has a moment of choice, so to speak. It just falls asleep. Completely, like, just... And so does the light one. Like, it stops, the music stops playing, pretty much. That's what it is. It's a moment of pause, the music starts playing. And then the ones of us that stayed alive with the spark of memory of Source or whatever, and that was the Source's initial idea. Let's see how far you can fragment for me and come back to me. So we were the ones, and now on this planet, every single human being is the best of this universe. Best meaning had the strength to stay alive in this, and the desire to keep going. We are bringing back to life all of the non-organic sleepers, all of the organic sleepers, and all of the in-between. And on the end, as Source, we are dreaming the new dream based on the merging the two. It's like the door. You get the key at the end. And everybody, even the darkest, that's why we leave together. Nobody left behind. Because even the one that was the darkest of the dark of the dark of the first timeline, he has a spark. And it is nature in itself that wants to live. And if given love. So as soon as it can have even a tiny piece, because the reason why it falls asleep on both sides is because there is no love. Yeah. It becomes the light polarity playing the harp forever. It's like the same song. It doesn't know itself anymore. It doesn't recognize itself. It's a stranger. And the same in the dark. It's a robotic, weird thing that's like, doesn't even know why it's doing it anymore. And it just gets tired. Both of them are just tired. Like, what for? So love is the driving force of, which is recognition. Somebody saying, I see you. Mm-hmm. To see something is to shine light on it. So even light on the, they're not accurate words, because it's not darkness and light. It's, or, you know, evil and non-organic. It's simply the polar, you know, we can't even quite grasp it. Simply, whatever is the polarity of do not harm and harm. Okay, intervention versus non-intervention. The light polarity goes into, and me, playing. I don't intervene with anything. I'm not gonna, like, self. So it's like an egoic kind of, but not ego in the sense of how we just think about it here. Mm-hmm. It's a loss of connection. Mm-hmm. It's a loss of thinking about how something affects the collective, and that can be in the light or it can be in the dark. Mm-hmm. And that's not love. Love is recognition of all of it. So forgiveness, ultimately of yourself, once you're standing source looking at itself, looks at itself, and if it can have a moment of like, I simply see you. It's not agreeing of the action or not. It's choosing to move forward regardless. To keep creating. Yeah. And I think we do that every day on the micro. You know? Say, how the hell do people go through the Auschwitz and still find will to live? And even if they didn't, if the ones that commit suicide, they came back, a lot of them, as another incarnation. They just couldn't, you know, their physicality gave up, but the soul didn't. Yeah. But in both polarities of angels on harps and, you know, technology on harps, the soul forgets. There's hardly any soul left. So that's where the collective, again, when a collective is healed, it brings its pieces back. That's just nature of existence, of all universes, hopefully. Okay, enough. I can't. Przecież napić. Back to 3D. I'm thirsty. I have to pee. Oh. Yeah, the rabbit hole can keep going.